Usually the heroes of touching stories are pets. But this time the orangutan turned out to be in the center of the story, who decided to replace the mother for the little tiger cubs. In a well-known zoo in the United States, 5 tiger cubs were born. They were the newest addition to the zoo, and their arrival had caused a lot of excitement among the visitors. The cubs were playful, energetic, and adorable, and everyone who saw them instantly fell in love with them. However, their joy was short-lived, as their mother passed away shortly after their birth, leaving the cubs as orphans. The zoo staff were quick to step in and take care of the cubs, but they knew that they couldn't replace the love and comfort that a mother provides. They needed someone who could take on the role of a mother figure, someone who could be there for the cubs 24/7, and provide them with the care and attention they needed. One day, the zoo staff noticed an orangutan named Rocky who seemed to have taken an interest in the tiger cubs. They were surprised to see how gentle and nurturing Rocky was towards the cubs, and how the cubs responded positively to his presence. Rocky would cuddle the cubs, play with them, and even try to feed them. The zoo staff were amazed at what they were witnessing and decided to give Rocky a chance to become the cubs' adoptive father. They showed Rocky how to bottle feed the cubs and encouraged him to take care of them. At first, Rocky was a bit apprehensive, but as he continued to spend more time with the cubs, he grew more confident and comfortable in his new role. The cubs were thrilled to have Rocky as their new parent, and they quickly became attached to him. As the cubs grew older, they became more active and playful, and Rocky had his hands full trying to keep up with them. The cubs were curious about their surroundings and loved to explore, but their curiosity often got them into trouble. They would wander off, play too rough with each other, or cause mischief in the enclosure. Rocky, being the patient and loving parent he was, would always be there to stop the cubs from getting into harm's way and to teach them good manners. Despite the challenges, Rocky never gave up on the cubs. He would spend hours playing with them, grooming them, and teaching them the ways of the world. The cubs in turn showed their gratitude and affection towards Rocky by cuddling with him and purring contentedly as he held them. As the cubs grew up, they became too big and strong for Rocky to handle. One day, an incident happened that almost ended very badly. A fight broke out between 2 of the cubs. The orangutan had been caring for them for some months now and was very attached to them, but despite his best efforts, he was unable to separate the 2 cubs. They were rolling around on the ground, clawing and biting each other, and the orangutan was caught in the middle, trying to pull them apart. At first, the orangutan was able to keep the cubs apart, but their instincts were stronger, and they were soon locked in a fierce battle. The orangutan tried to use his strength to physically separate the 2 cubs, but they were too powerful and their wild nature was too much for the primate to handle. The zoo staff quickly realized that the situation was getting out of hand and that they needed to intervene. They knew that the orangutan had a strong bond with the tiger cubs, and they didn't want to see any harm come to him. They carefully approached the enclosure, but the cubs were so engrossed in their fight that they didn't even notice the staff members' presence. The staff members tried to use tranquilizers to calm down the cubs, but it was too late. The fight had escalated into a full-blown brawl, and the orangutan was unable to control the situation. It became clear that the cubs needed to be separated in order to ensure their safety and the safety of the orangutan. As a result, the zoo staff had to make the difficult decision to move the cubs to a separate enclosure. The cubs were heartbroken to leave Rocky behind, and Rocky was equally sad to see them go. However, the bond between Rocky and the cubs was unbreakable, and the cubs would visit Rocky often under the supervision of the rangers. Rocky would always be there, waiting for them with open arms, and the cubs would run to him, happy to be back in his presence. The story of Rocky and the tiger cubs spread far and wide, and people from all over the world came to see this amazing display of love and compassion. The zoo staff were proud to have been a part of this beautiful story and felt that it was a testament to the power of love and the strength of the animal spirit. This heartwarming story reminds us that love knows no limits, and that it is possible for different species to form strong bonds. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more amazing stories.